Okay, first of all, guys, I just kind of wanted to say I am so sorry for the wait. I've been a pretty busy bee this weekend, but I am back now to give my thoughts on the Infinite Storm. Let's just get right into it. Infinite Storm. So Infinite Storm is based on a true story and stars Naomi Watts and Billy Howell. The movie centers around a woman named Pam, and while on a hike through Mount Washington, she comes across a stranded man on the mountain just as a freak winter storm begins to roll through. Now she and this man must battle the storm and make their way safely down the mountain before they both freeze to death. Guys, I went into Infinite Storm with little knowledge about the film. I didn't see any trailers or any promotional material for the film, so I really didn't know anything about the movie. I only knew it was coming out this month. And after seeing Infinite Storm, it kind of makes sense why I probably didn't see any ads for this movie. Infinite Storm is just kind of bland, guys. Unfortunately, nothing about it stuck with me when I left the theater. This movie felt like something that was probably originally meant for TV and not a theatrical release. I mean, it's not a terrible movie, but it definitely probably could have gone for some reshoots and a little bit of polish. Like, this movie had potential to be this grand story about survival and overcoming the odds, but it just fell completely short of that. First of all, the acting performances in this movie are a little jarring. Naomi Watts looks like she doesn't want to be there for some reason, and most of her acting just kind of boils down to her staring blankly and yelling at Billy Howell the entire time. Billy Howell just looks constipated and confused, and looks like he has no idea what's going on or where the hell he is. They just did not sell me as two people who look like they're fighting for survival. And it stinks too, because I know that Naomi Watts and Billy Howell can both act their asses off with the right direction. Like I said, they just both seem really uninterested in what is going on. You know, it's almost like they took these roles for a quick paycheck, because this movie is short as hell. Like, it's an hour and 30 minutes, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember. Well, oh well, I guess it don't really matter. The characters also make a lot of decisions that just seem really stupid. I mean, it takes you out of it, because any person with common sense would not do the things that our protagonists are doing in this movie. And I get that this movie is based on true events, but I have to judge this movie as a movie and not the events that it's based on. And these two just make a lot of dumbass decisions. Like, some of them make the movie into a borderline comedy at times. The movie has a lot of unintentional funny moments in it. It really does. Like the scene in the movie where she first finds him in the snow, not even 3 minutes after that, he just yeets himself off a cliff for no reason at all. Like, when that happened, it caught me off guard and I laughed my ass off. It was funny as hell. I mean, they do kind of hint at the fact throughout the movie that he is a little suicidal, but just the way it was shot and the way it happened out of nowhere just made it funny. I don't know how to explain it other than that. And he falls hard too. Like, he should not be moving after the way he hit the damn rocks. But it's funny because it cuts to black right after that, and in the very next scene, he's magically walking around like nothing happened. Like, you cannot do crap like that and expect me to take you seriously as a film. I'm sorry. Not to mention, Naomi Watts seems like she's not even in any danger throughout the entire movie. Like, most of the time in this movie, rather than her coming off as someone who's trying to be heroic, she comes off more as, like, just a bitchy babysitter to Billy Howell's character. I mean, she basically watches him the entire movie and goes, "Come on, John. I know you can get up. Come on, John. You're almost there. Come on, let's keep going, John. Come on, John." And he's over here just like, "Leave me the fuck alone!" Like, she's just dragging him along like a lost puppy, and she won't leave him alone. And it's just funny. Once again, I don't know why. Like, the direction and the editing is also kind of messy. Like, there's a lot of close-up shots of Naomi Watts' face, and there's moments in the movie where you can tell that they are clearly standing on a stage and not in actual snow. Like, there's a moment in the movie where she falls into a hole, and snow is just falling down the hole on top of her, and you can clearly see that it looks like pieces of styrofoam. Also, the storm in this movie just kind of has a mind of its own. One moment, the wrath of God will just be bearing down on them like full force, and then it'll cut to the very next scene, and it's all quiet, and crickets are chirping, and it's just really peaceful. It's very weird. Like, those kind of inconsistencies not only show the budget of this film, but it manages to take you out of the movie even more. And you guys know me enough at this point. When a movie manages to start doing that, then I just lose all concern I have for the characters and the situation they're in, and I just start to not care. Like, I genuinely believe there's an awesome movie hidden in here somewhere, but the problem with Infinite Storm is that it's just boggled down by its mediocre acting performances, and it's just overall sloppy editing and direction. Now, I'm not saying I hated everything about Infinite Storm, it's just overall the movie was just very underwhelming. In a way, this movie felt like it should have been an episode of that show from Discovery Channel a few years back, I Shouldn't Be Alive. In fact, most of the survival stories in that show that I can recall are more tense and nail-biting than anything that happens in this movie. Like, I was honestly on the edge of my seat the whole time, anytime I watched an episode of that show. Think about that for a second. A TV show with an infinitely smaller budget managed to do that versus this big Hollywood theatrical release. I just feel like this movie could have been more. Guys, in the end, Infinite Storm is a watered-down, mediocre mess. I could see what they were trying to do with this movie, but the weak acting performances and direction pretty much just stole away any glee that I might have had while watching the movie. It's not the worst movie I've seen all year, but it's definitely not the best movie either. I'm kind of just thankful that this movie wasn't completely drawn out and that it did have a very short runtime. Infinite Storm probably would have been a better time if I was high. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. I will kind of go ahead and let everybody know I do have a screening for Morbius coming up, this Thursday. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get my Lost City review out before I go and see Morbius. And then sometime over this upcoming weekend, you guys will get my Morbius review. So just once again, thank you guys so much for being very patient. I know it's probably been, a little jarring, wondering where the hell I've been. But I've been okay. Trust me. But once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new. And as always, this is Nathan Triner. I'm saying peace, and I'll see you guys next time for more Fire Forged movie reviews. Peace out, everybody.